A raycast is a line that starts from a point given by arguments and then extends until it collides with something or once it reaches its maximum distance. To use a raycast, it is a method under workspace. The colon denotes the use of a method, and then we use the raycast method. Raycast has two required arguments. The first one is the origin point, which is a position vector. Here I use the position of gun, this part named gun, or you could copy and paste this and then plug it into vector3.new, which will also create a valid vector 3 for the origin point. And the second required argument is also a vector 3, but this describes the direction, which isn't exactly the position. To help illustrate this, position is a vector 3 that does have an origin point, which is the position 0, 0. And this part here denotes the position 0, 0 accidentally moved out of the way. But here I create a bunch of these lines representing each axis. It moves 376 studs away along the x-axis, 3.5 studs up, which is the y-axis, and then it moves 74 studs along the z-axis to reach this position. The direction vector is basically using the origin. We set the origin to whatever this vector 3 is, and then we apply the same logic, like moving along 376 along the x-axis, 3.5 up the y-axis, and 74 along the z-axis, starting from here instead of the position 0, 0, 0. So if I run this again and I show the axis starting from here, we can see that it moves only along the z-axis, which is why the white line only goes in one direction. But if we want it to be more complicated, we can add a little bit of x-axis when we make it move along here, and then some y-axis to make it move up to create a diagonal line. For the third optional parameter, this allows you to filter out certain parts that you don't want colliding with your raycast. So let's say this is supposed to be a player walk-only door. So if I want to exclude this from the raycast collisions, I can either manually set it here, so you don't have to do this. This is the recommended way. Or I can use the third raycast parameters and do rparams.exclude instances, which I give it a table. And I fill this table with all the parts that I don't want the raycast to collide with. And in this case, I named it door checker, so I put in door checker into this list. If you want to exclude multiple parts, you have to add onto the list. If I did, let's say, did this, and then let's say just some random part, it will replace the old list with the new list. So you want to add stuff to a new list. So you should probably make the table into an art or a variable. What happens to the raycast variable? Why did I set this as a variable? So if the line hits nothing, then it will hit nothing because we moved it along the x, y, z, and it didn't collide with anything. However, if it did collide with something, it will return 5 values under this object called raycast result. So raycast result is the object name of this variable here if raycast hits something. It has 5 things under it that can be accessed, like properties, like .position, .instance, .material, .normal, and .distance. So .position is the impact point. This is where the collision happened. Material is the material of the object it hit, which in this case is the right arm, so it would be plastic. The instance is also the right arm. The right arm is the instance that the raycast collided with, so you can get the right arm or whatever you hit with your raycast with .instance. And finally, I intended for it to hit the torso, but .normal is a direction vector that is calculated so that including rotation, it will make a direction vector where it will get the position 1 stud in front of the part. So that's what this direction vector is. It's the XYZ displacement from right arm that will get this position right here. And that's it. That's all of Raycast.